Hi everyone, it's Lonnie with Grace Blossoms for You. Today I want to do some experimenting because I am looking to make a different cover for my next journal. So I have some different papers here that I want to experiment with. I have tracing paper, I have sketch pad paper, and I also have some Christmas wrapping paper just to see, and I also have some napkins that I want to try. So lots on the go today. I'm just going to start and see how it goes. Before I add the glue, what I have is Elmer's glue, and I diluted it with about a quarter water in which I had some instant coffee. So it has a little bit of a color to it. It's probably off-white. It's not overly dark. I'm going to use that, but first I'm going to give some background. I want to decorate my background before I treat it with the glue mixture. So what I have to start, just need one sheet. And I have backed it onto parchment paper. Last time I did this, I had freezer paper, but I found that the front of the page that I treated had this nice texture to it, but then the back was all shiny. Oh, here, I'll show you. I did this napkin. So this is the side I put the glue on. And then this side was on the freezer paper, so it dried really smooth and shiny. I'm not too fond of that, so I thought I would try it on parchment paper today. So as you can see with this one, it left it, it gave it an interesting texture, and it's now very crinkly, which I don't mind except for on camera. But this is one ply of the napkin, and today I was also thinking of doing a 2-ply. Since it's glue, it should stick together, right? So, well, maybe I should try that one first. I happen to have, oh, maybe I took the backing off of this one already. I did. How bad am I? Okay. I'll do that another time. I'll try this eucalyptus one. So this is a 3-ply. But I want to see if I can just get a single off, and then okay, so that's the clean one. Okay, so I'm just going to see if I need a little more workspace, so don't mind me if I move the camera a bit. So what I do, make sure that's mixed. And then I do have my oven kind of not on, but the light's on, so it's going to be warming up for me so I can dry this. So what I'll try to do is go from the inside. Be quite generous with the glue, and then a soft brush helps. it will soak up the glue. You have to be kind of careful that you don't rip. Just be a little more generous with the glue, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking for a different texture to make a journal cover out of. Even for like a little Christmas project. Eucalyptus would work for a Christmas project. Since not everybody celebrates Christmas anyways. Need something neutral. I'm gonna do the whole thing because why not? I was hoping to add some strength to it by leaving the backing of the napkin. If you don't put this in the oven or hit it with a heat gun, this will probably take until tomorrow to dry. But we use what we have, right? Last time I let them air dry. But I wasn't filming then either, so. My son laughs at me when I say filming because it's recording. So, there you have it. One more piece. And I put just enough glue on so there's no pooling. I have a ton of Elmer's glue from when my son was in school that he didn't use. Every year you'd buy more glue, and so it accumulated. Then I started crafting, and then I needed glue. Forgot about the stuff he had, so then I ended up buying more. Alright, I have a little bit, want it a little bit smooth in case it does work. I think it's a little bit more forgiving with the second layer. Which is nice. Don't have to be quite as careful. Okay, I will put this in my oven and then grab another piece of parchment paper and then I will return. Okay, so first I'll do all the ones with designs on them. This is the Christmas paper I wanted to try. I don't know why, I just thought I would like to see what it does. See if it penetrates it. And this is the double-sided stuff. I don't know when they started making double-sided Christmas paper, wrapping paper, but I have to say that I was quite impressed when I first saw that. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna put this to the side. I might have to do both sides. Doesn't look like it's penetrating very well. So if this works, what I want to do next, then I'll have some things to put on to tear apart later so that I can make little embellishments. Like if I do a Christmas background, I need my ink. This is non-clogging, pigmented, waterproof calligraphy ink, except it's fairly cheap. So, waterproof. So it shouldn't smudge, right? Jet Black, India. It's a nice clean print. It just has to dry before we add the glue. I'll make a few. Upside down. Christmas begins with Christ. The word Christmas begins with Christ, but also I'm of the opinion, and this is my opinion, I'm not forcing it on anybody, I'm just saying, to me, the only reason to have Christmas is if Christ is actually in it. Okay, so that worked not bad. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that one and that one and see about some other ones I have here. There's Merry Christmas. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Try not to put it on the... Okay, yeah, so not all of them come out perfect. Okay, so this has to dry. Has to dry before I put the glue on. I could probably start on this side though. Interesting, this is one I had coated and it was shiny before. Now after the glue it looks like it might not be so shiny. Interesting to keep an eye on that one. Okay, so I'm just gonna start in the corner with this. I think actually this row should be dry. We'll see. Okay, so you have to only go over it once with this particular ink. It is smudging a little. Maybe it's not dry. Maybe I'm just too impatient. Could that be it? Nah. It probably is. Because some parts of it didn't smudge at all. I can see that one's still wet, so it is tracing paper. Probably takes a little longer to dry. Alright, so I'm gonna put this in the oven, I guess. Okay, so this is the sketch pad paper, and maybe this one would be better for like a background paper scrap like that I could actually put into a signature. I'm just gonna do like little spots of it. Okay, basically just clean that off. Good enough. And also have a little bit of music here. Kind of tricky not to get it too bright. I like it just a little faint so I can put other stuff on the front of it. Okay, so that's that one. What else? I got a whole bunch of stamps at a, you know, those garage sales people have. And then we went to the thrift store and I couldn't believe how many there were. So I bought a whole bunch more. And so I think I have lots now. I don't know if I'm actually going for a theme here or not. I got this one I haven't even used. I don't think I've used it yet. Finest in the world. I think this is a knockoff because I think the saying was world's finest. But when you don't know that they make knockoffs of things, then you just kind of end up buying the wrong things. I'm finding spelling mistakes, so that was my first clue that it was a knockoff. So yeah, it happens. I think I want to try the one with all the dates. I've got stamps I didn't even know I had. There's one that says ticket on it, which would have been very helpful the other day when I actually put tickets in a journal. But I didn't think to, yeah. Numbers are kind of fun. Not too interested usually, but once in a while they add a little something. Okay, what else? Yeah, that can be very dark. I think I got too much ink on that one. fingerprint thing go on there. I think outer room. Maybe up there. Okay, that's good enough. Well, this would be a nice cover if it worked out. Do some off the center or off the page. Should have been doing that all along. And let's see, another one. Well, I did say solid. For a little flower, it makes a big impression. See what I did there? It's like the second one does a better job than the first. Yeah, it's not bad. Be careful when you add ink to your, what do you call it, blotter? Because it's easy to get too much on. Okay, that's probably enough flowers. Maybe a leaf. Have some leaves in my autumn set that I haven't used yet. I know, the heart one. I like hearts. So I'm not downstairs today and I didn't notice the furnace go on, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. Can you hear me? Now that it went off, or turned off. Alright, do I want the leaves connected or just free floating, I guess? What else after the leaf? Am I missing anything? Let's start over in this corner again. This one, I guess I wouldn't mind too terribly much if it was a little smudgy, but I would have to keep an eye on it because I don't want it too smudgy either. And yeah, I think it needs a little more time to dry than I'm giving it. I do hope this one works out because I think it would make a really pretty cover or even a signature. Might have to settle for that. so it might not go all the way through to the other side. But still, it would add, I think it would add a little bit of strength after it's dried. So I'm gonna put this in the oven now and see if something else is ready I can play with. Okay, so this was the wrapping paper. Not really sure what to make of that. It's probably a little stiffer, and that might be a good thing because sometimes wrapping paper is very flimsy. Alright, so this ink has dried by now, so let me see if it's dried enough. I'm just going to give a couple of these another coat. So yeah, the ink is, I don't think it's the right ink. I don't think it's the permanent kind, because it did smear. Alright, I'll be back again. Okay, so since that ink was not permanent, let's have a go with some of these. Just the darker ones. Okay, I don't have a lot. My browns are downstairs. So, stencils, that's what I wanted to try. So I've been cutting stencils like a mad woman on my Joy Cricut. I finally figured out how to do that successfully. And if it's something you want to know, there's different settings on your Joy that you can change the paper, or the material, I should say. Alright, so this could be red and green. I'm gonna probably need the applicator. It's supposed to be like a rose on a vine. I think there might only be 2 roses. Oh, here's a bud. And I think everything else is leaves. Maybe I should have started with smaller pieces, but I didn't. Well, it's Thursday today as I'm recording, and they tell us to expect snow. We need the moisture, but I would prefer it came in rain. But nobody asked me. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Okay, so what else? This one is called Festive Berries. I think it works for Christmas. And the green is pine needles. So what could be more Christmassy than that? Okay, so here I cut some papers out, or some trees out. I was thinking it would be fun to do this one with different greens. So there is our tree. What else? So I want to see if these inks are waterproof. Distress ink. But they're not dry because they're shiny. That one's not shiny. Some of them are shiny. So this is the one we started with, and I think it's dry. So let me just get it off of this parchment. Oh, it ripped. It ripped there. Okay, so remember this was 2-ply. So I don't mind that. I just don't offhand know what I would do with it. Maybe punch out some shapes. They might make okay little tags, but I might put it on a background. It does kind of rip if you're not careful, so it's probably not the greatest standalone. I don't think the cover would work. So this was the single ply I did last time. It also rips. I'm not sure if this one is any stronger or not. Maybe just the tiniest little bit. That one extra ply I don't think really makes a difference. At least not a huge difference for strength. However, this one sure is a lot more translucent than this one. This one is not really translucent. Well, at least I found that out. I don't know, guys. What would you do with these? Anything? I do like the feel of this one though. It feels a little more sturdier. This one's kind of floppy. See, this one I can hold with my hand. This one is droopy. So I guess that extra layer of napkin does make some difference, at least. You know, you might be able to punch some things out and then add them like stickers, or, you know, like non-sticky stickers where you have to apply the adhesive. Or you would just, you know, use them as embellishments, not as like a background. But I do like it. I'll see where that comes in handy. You might see me using it in a journal in a not too distant future. But yeah, I don't think it's strong enough to make a journal cover. This was a sketch paper. Oh. Wow. I don't know if you can see that. It has like this really cool sheen to it. Almost like satin, but it isn't. It's just the glue. I like that. I think this would make a really good page for signature. It would, oh my goodness, it would be, it's so interesting. Even with the smudges from the ink, from the black ink. It's just, like I said, it's got this sheen to it. Let me see if I can show it to you. I think you might be able to see a little bit of it. Isn't that something? It makes it look kind of fancy-ish, like fancy paper. So yeah, I'm gonna probably do more of that. Maybe not today, but I'll probably use this technique to make some more signature pages. And this is dry now, and it is definitely a little stiffer and not as shiny, but you can see that there's like glue on it. So probably not a success story there. This is the tracing paper. And you can see it also has that sheen, but because this is more translucent, whereas the, what's it called again? Sketch paper, sketch pad paper. This is solid, so it, I don't know, I just really like that. This is cool too. You could definitely tear it out and use it as an embellishment, which I will do for that. So that worked. And then the only thing I didn't really try was this one. And I just wanted to test it to see if this ink was going to smear or not. So did it? Yeah, it did smear. I've got some on my brush. So yeah, if you really need it to not run, then you have to have probably something like stays on or something. But I kind of don't mind this because it doesn't smear a lot, so it just kind of softens. I mean, okay, the rose did, but the tree, not so much. The feather looks pretty good too. So anyways, that was my test for that one, to see if the ink would stay or not. So now you know. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.